Hi everybody, Bearded Rogue here, and today I wanted to talk about Origins. I'm going to be going to the Origins Game Fair in Columbus this coming week. I'm very excited to go. It's one of my favorite conventions. It was actually my first major convention, and I've been going now for, I don't know how many years, I think this may be the fifth year. I don't remember exactly, but it's definitely on the top of my convention list. I think Unpub edges it out in some ways, and I'm looking forward to BGG Con this year. I think that has a really good shot of being near the top of my list, but Origins is like my speed of convention. So I figured I would record a video about what I'm planning on doing at Origins, what I like about Origins, where I'll be, where you can find me, what I'm going to have on me as far as my designs and everything, so that you can potentially try them out, give them a chance. So, what am I doing? So I'm planning on getting in Wednesday night. I'll be staying at one of the hotels near the convention center, so I will be very close. I'm not sure what exact plans are for Wednesday night, but I will be there Wednesday night. Then I'm going to be there all the way through Sunday evening. I don't know exactly when I'm leaving yet. It depends on when the people that I'm riding up with want to leave. I know it will probably be sometime in the early afternoon on Sunday, maybe before the convention closes. I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to be there the whole time. And I'm going to try to be awake for most of it. I'm going to attempt to follow the rules and try and get some sleep, and guaranteedly going to be taking showers every day because it is cruel to everyone in the world not to. I will also be trying to eat meals every day, so I'm gonna try for 4 hours of sleep, at least 2 meals a day, and one shower. We'll see if the sleep is the only one I'm worried about, really. Um, so we'll see if I sleep for the whole time. I probably will, because half of the time at the convention, or half the time that the main exhibit hall is open, I am going to be at the IDW booth. I'm really, really looking forward to this. Those of you who may not know, I'm one of the three hosts of the Breaking Into Board Games podcast, and Nate Murray from IDW was on our show, and he's awesome. And IDW has really been rolling out some very interesting games recently, from some designers that I've seen all over the place elsewhere. So I'm very excited to be in their booth. And I think I'm probably going to be demoing Godfather: A New Dawn. I don't know if that's the only thing I'll be demoing or if I'll end up demoing something else, but half of my time I'm going to be there in the IDW booth, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be lots of fun. And for those of you who are fans of Breaking Into Board Games, Ian, my co-host, one of my co-hosts from Breaking Into Board Games, is also going to be in that booth. He will probably be in that booth considerably more than me. So that's probably the primary place to find him. And of course, Gil, the other host on Breaking Into Board Games, all three of us are actually going to be at the same convention for once. It's amazing. That hasn't happened since we've started podcasting. The last convention all three of us were at the same time was Origins last year, where I met Ian and got to play the networks that Gil was showing off in preparations for his Kickstarter. Obviously, that Kickstarter funded, and the Networks is going to be there. Not in heavy quantities, I don't believe. I think you can arrange to pick it up if you're a Kickstarter backer. I know that deadline is looming really close, so I don't want to say that you absolutely can, because I'm not sure when you'll be watching this video. But the Networks will be there, and you will be able to play it. I guarantee you can play it. I just don't know if you'll be able to walk away with a copy. But Gil, of course, will be in his booth, Formal Ferret Games booth. So all of us are actually going to be on the convention floor in booths for at least part of the time. Me less than the other two, I believe. The other half of the time I'm going to be wandering around. So the first full day of the convention, Thursday morning, I'm going to be running around and acquiring all of the things that I absolutely must have, since that's the best time to do the acquiring, is Thursday morning. And then Thursday afternoon, I'll be in the IDW booth, and then Thursday night is just nothing scheduled right now. It's all open gaming. And then Friday, I'm going to be working in the morning in the IDW booth, and then in the afternoon, I'll be wandering around the convention, either checking out the exhibit hall or sitting down and playing games. I don't know yet. And then Friday evening, I'm going to be doing the Publisher Speed Dating event, which I'm very, very excited about this year. I did the Publisher Speed Dating event last year with my game Elements, which unfortunately has failed to find traction in the marketplace, is the best way of saying that. But this year, I am going to be showing off Build the Robots. So, I have the robot tokens that I've put together over this week. They took a while. I put a video up on how I made those. I also have all of the various cards and tokens and everything. Build the Robots, if you haven't seen any of the stuff I've said about it before, is deck building meets action programming with a hint of mad science. All of the players are mad scientists who are trying to take over the world using their army of robots, which, you know, is why they're building them. You do build a deck. You start with a 10-card deck and build your deck over the course of the game. However, the way cards are played is completely unique and leads to the turns of this deck builder being 30 seconds or less. I'd say if it takes 30 seconds, you're really hemming and hawing. So it moves very quickly around the table. I take an action, you take an action, next person takes an action, fourth person takes an action, then it's me. The whole game plays in about an hour. It's really snappy, doesn't feel like it's an hour. But I really love this game, and I have very high hopes for it. I am really confident that it is going to be going somewhere after this convention. I don't know exactly where yet. Like I said, I'm showing it at the speed dating, and then I'm also planning on doing some individual pitches to publishers, setting that up and talking to them about that game. But that's only one of the games I'm bringing. So I'm actually bringing 4 different games that I've designed to the convention. So Build the Robots is the first one. That's the one that I'm going to be showing off all over the place. I will also have some other games on hand. The first game I'll talk about is my beat-em-up game. So, I don't know about you, but if you grew up in the late 90s, mid to late 90s, early aughts like I did, you probably played a Ninja Turtles arcade game at some point or another, or one of the other many side-scrolling beat-em-up brawler-style video games like Double Dragon or Streets of Rage, or... They were really popular. They aren't as popular now, but it was a really big thing when I was younger. And so I wanted to build a game like that. This game started out as just generic and ended up becoming Ninja Turtles themed, just because I inadvertently, the card sleeves that I had were blue, purple, red, and orange. Total accident. So it ended up becoming Ninja Turtles themed. Obviously, I may not be able to use that theme, but that's what's on it right now. It is a real-time game. The rounds play in a minute to 30 seconds, depending on how difficult you want it to be. And then there's a small cleanup step between them. There's 6 rounds of the game, so you can play the whole game in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes with the scoring and everything. But it's a really quick game. And I'm really excited to show that one off. I have a lot of fun with it. It's one of the first designs where I brought it to the table and it worked, like, instantly. Like, it just worked. It's really simple. It's really quick. I'm hoping to play a lot of rounds of it to try to test it all out. It is a 2-player, 3-player, 4-player game. Obviously, those are the turtles. It has you beating up foot soldiers and Mousers and Shredder and Bebop and Rocksteady and everything like that. It's yeah, I love it. It's a pretty simple game, but that's my beat 'em up game, my Ninja Turtles beat 'em up game. And then I will also be bringing Dice Heroes, which is the game that I showed off at Unpub this year. Um, I'm not pitching Dice Heroes at Origins because I have a publisher who's already currently looking at it, and it would not be right, honest, or proper for me to be pitching it around to a whole bunch of other people while it's being evaluated, so I'm not doing that. However, I would love to play Dice Heroes with you. I love this game. I love this design. I designed it because I don't have time to play role-playing games anymore, and I really missed the sitting around a table with all of my buddies doing a theater of the mind combat. There's no DM in my game. There's enemy decks, kobolds, orcs, goblins that run themselves. They have basically pre-programmed rules that govern how they act. And there's no grid, there's no minis, but it's totally cooperative, and all of you will go into the dungeon together, and all of you will either succeed or fail together. I love it. I love playing it. And we're going to be, for those of you who were at Unpub, you know that I had the fighter, cleric, mage, and rogue classes. I'm going to be bringing the paladin, the monk, and the bard classes that we're working on. And I have more ideas than that. That's just what we're testing right now. I'm trying to ease the testing in because this is one of those games that could just kind of infinitely expand if I wanted it to, and if it's popular enough and warrants it. But I personally love the game and would love to share it with anybody who's interested. And then the last game that I have is a game called Fire in the Library. So there's a meme running around on Facebook and Twitter and various other places that says, you know you're a nerd if you're still upset about the fire in the Library of Alexandria. And I read that and really, like, it really hit me. Like, I am. It's one of those things from history that, we don't know how much knowledge was lost in that fire. Now, doing research, there were actually several different fires in several different parts of the library because, much like modern libraries, there are, sub-branches and other things spread throughout the city. There was just so much information everywhere. So there's a lot of debate about when the library started, or when the fire started, or which fire it was. Or this game is not dealing with that level of detail. But what it is all of the players are librarians in the Library of Alexandria who are trying to recover and save and rescue books as it's burning down. So you're racing in, grabbing books, and bringing them out in order to keep them safe and recover them. And all of the books are worth a certain amount of points at the end of the game. The key is that some of the books are going to burn. And as the books burn, the books that are recovered are going to go up in value, points-wise. So you'll save some books, earn some points, save some books, earn some points, some books will burn. And now the books that you save are going to be worth more points because their rarity has gone up, because we've lost some. So it's a game that really builds to a crescendo. You're scoring a few points in the beginning, and by the end, the ramp of points is much, much higher. The entirety of the game plays in, 20 minutes maybe. That's with rules explanation. It's a pretty simple game. Not quite as simple as beat 'em up, but it's definitely more on that level than Dice Heroes or Build the Robots, which are both hour and a half-ish games. If you throw the rules explanation in anyway. But Fire in the Library is a design that I'm very, very excited about. I'm very excited about the theme. Like, the Library of Alexandria is just kind of this thing, like this monolithic time, this event that happened that, even to this day, we don't know what the impact was, how much was lost, what all happened. So many pieces of knowledge about ancient history were lost due to this event. And so it's this monumentous thing. So taking on the role of a librarian who's trying to save as much of that knowledge as possible is something that really, really appeals to me. As somebody who loves books and somebody who loves just learning and knowledge in general, putting myself in that role, in those shoes, is a really easy one. I want to be the person who pulls as many books as possible out of the Library of Alexandria to make sure that that knowledge makes it to future generations. So those are the 4 games that I'm bringing: Build the Robots, Beat 'em Up, Dice Heroes, and Fire in the Library. I'm I will be excited and overjoyed to play any of them at any time. So if you're interested in any of them, just find me. If I am not currently working a booth, then I will probably just sit down and immediately start playing with you. Um, so, just a fair warning, that's the design side of things. So what else am I excited about with Origins? Well, other than working in the IDW booth, which I'm really excited about, and playing my designs and showing off my designs, I'm really excited about some of the things that are going to be there, some of the games that are going to be there. There are some limited edition games that are being rushed in for Origins. I don't know if this was intentional or if they, meant to have more there and were only able to get so many. One of the games, Orleans, the deluxe edition, is going to be available, but there's only 50. It's like the last 50 left. I know that one is specifically rare because it's what they have left in stock after the Kickstarter that printed it. So I'm hoping to pick up one of those copies because I do not have a copy of the game yet. If I can't get a deluxe edition, I will probably still get the standard edition, because it's a game that I played a couple of times now with 2 different groups, and I love that game. It's not usually a game that I would think would be my style necessarily. It's not very thematic, but the mechanics are amazing, and I love it for its mechanics. I love the way it plays. There's so many different paths that you can take. Other people's actions directly affect yours. Like, you'll make your decisions based on what other players have started pursuing. Pursuing strategies that other players aren't is a good thing. Diversifying is also good. I don't know. I really liked that game the few times I've played it, and it's one that I definitely want to add to my collection. This will also be my first opportunity to get, I think, to get the expansion for the Grizzled. I'm hoping that it's available there. I don't know for sure yet, but that's one that I really, really want. I love the Grizzled. I'm a big Cooperative Games fan, if you hadn't noticed. So it's something that I'm really hoping to get. I'm also hoping to get, if you can see over here, I have Onirim. See where I'm pointing? Onirim and Sylveon here, and then Urbion is actually up in these boxes up here. I'm hoping to pick up Castellian. Obviously, I didn't make it to Essen last year, and that was the first place it was available, and none of my local game stores got it in, so I'm hoping to be able to pick that up. Crossing my fingers. I got Sylveon at Origins last year, and I got Onirim the year before that, and Urbion the year before that, and the older version of Onirim before that. So it's kind of an Origins tradition at this point for me to go ahead and pick up one of those games. Other than that, there's all sorts of amazing stuff that's going to be out, and a lot of it is stuff that I haven't actually seen or heard of. Last year I was really up on the buzz going into Origins. Like, I knew exactly what new games were going to be out. I knew what was going to be my first opportunity to check out. I knew that I wanted to go check out Chaosmos and Apotheca, and I'm trying to think what else. There were some place. Oh, Dark Moon. I had to make sure that I got to the Stronghold booth for Dark Moon immediately last year. So there were a whole bunch of things that were just on my radar. I knew I had to do. Oh, Akrotiri was the other one. I had to get Akrotiri. Targi and Akrotiri are some of my favorite games I don't care that they are exclusively two-player. They are amazing. I really want that line to continue. I don't know that they have one this year. I was really hoping that every year Z-Man would just release one of these two-player light Euro games, almost Cosmos two-player level Euro games, but I don't know if they're doing one this year. If they are, I'll probably pick it up, regardless of what it is, because the last two are at the top of my list of games that I've played recently. So, I don't know. I'm hoping to check everything out. Like I said, Thursday morning. Going to be wandering around the hall and making all of my purchases, getting them out of the way. I will probably purchase a couple things later on in the convention as well, if I see things or play things with other people. I love talking to other people at conventions and seeing what their buzz is. And then that's how I found out about the Grizzled at Gen Con, is I ran into Ace. I went to lunch with Ace from the Nerd Nighters, and he told me about the Grizzled, and I immediately went and checked it out and purchased it. So that'll happen. I guarantee there will be probably one or maybe two games that I pick up based on word of mouth at the convention, but I know that there's definitely a few that I'm going there to get. Other than that, I'm gonna eat good food at Columbus. I'm gonna hang out with my favorite people on Earth, other board gamers, designers, publishers, reviewers, anybody who will sit down and play games with me. I'm hoping to play some published games this year, but if you are also a designer and you are looking to playtest prototypes, or you are willing to playtest prototypes, find me. I really like playtesting prototypes, like really like playtesting prototypes. So if you have something that you want to play, find me and we will do that. I'm really looking forward to some designers that I know are going to be there that I've already talked to, and I'm planning on playing some of their games and vice versa. But I'm really excited about that. Just seeing some of my favorite people again. I know that the One Tar will be there, and I have not seen her since last Origins. I've got to spend some time with her lovely husband, Steve, who regrettably will not be there, but I will find a way to spend more time with Steve at some other convention at some point, I am sure. Or I'll just find him online and we will play games that way. Like I said, Ian Gill will be there, so the whole Breaking Into Board Games crew will be around. I don't know if we're doing anything in particular or special while we're there, but I guarantee that at some point you will find the three of us in the same place. It just won't be during the day while the booths are open. Other than that, yeah, I want to say hi to everybody, be amongst my people, pitch my games, play test my games, buy some games, play some games, you know, all the good stuff that you do at a convention. And Origins is a convention where you can actually fit all of that in. Other conventions, you may talk to somebody for all of 5 minutes. But at Origins, I know that at last year's Origins anyway, there were people I spent several hours and possibly even days worth of time with. So if you add up all of the days that I was there, you may have 24 hours spent with some of the people. So it's definitely something I'm looking forward to. I look forward to it every year, and I can't wait to go this year. Anyway, I've rambled for nearly half an hour at this point, so if you're still watching, thank you very much. And if you're going, I look forward to seeing you there. Find me, please. If you are not going, I am so sorry that you will not be there, and expect to see some after-action videos of my experience there. Expect to probably hear an episode of the Breaking Into Board Games podcast about Origins in general. And that's about it. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask below. I will try to get to them. Also, you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook. On Twitter, I'm Bearded Rogue. On Facebook, I'm under my normal human name, Anthony Miller. You can also send me emails at beardedroguegames@gmail.com. That's totally cool too. And hope to see you guys there. Talk to you later. Bye.